Hello students, today in Unit Science we are going to study about Internet revolutionaries. Here are some innovative people who came up with ideas and products to help us make better use of the Internet. Match their picture to the logo of their creation, then match the logo to its description. So first we will match the picture to the logo and then the logo to the description. So the first picture, you will match the first picture with the first picture to the fourth logo. Okay, and you will match the fourth logo to C description. And the description is Larry Page and Sergey Brin, both graduate students at Stanford, collaborated and designed the search engine to be used for their university. More than 1 million data servers around the world are run by this company today, and it owns YouTube, Blogger and Google Plus apart from numerous other applications. Okay. Now, the second picture you will match it with the third logo, and the third logo you will match it with D description. The description is Jack Dorsey came up the idea of this text-based social networking website that sends short messages called tweets. Now you will match the third picture with second logo, and you will match the second logo with A description. That is, Sabir Bhatia along with his colleague Jack Smith at Apple started one of the first free web-based service in 1996. In 1 year, he had around 8.5 million subscribers, and in less than 2 years of founding it, Bill Gates of Microsoft bought it. Okay, now you will match the fourth picture with first logo, and you will match the first logo with the B description. Mark Zuckerberg, a Harvard University student, launched this social networking website with his classmates in 2004 when he was just 20 years old. Okay, now we will match the fifth picture with the sixth logo, and you will match the sixth logo with the F description. In 1995, Pierre Omidyar came up with the idea of online shopping and auction and set up a website through which users can buy and sell goods and services. Okay, you will match the sixth picture with fifth logo, and you will match the fifth logo with E description. When David Filo and Jerry Yang founded this in 1994, they called it David and Jerry's Guide to the World Wide Web. Its current domain name was created a year later, and it has several products such as a web portal, search engine, mail, directory, news, and so on. Okay, you will match the seventh picture with the 8th logo, and you will match the 8th logo with H description. This website defines the era of online video. It was founded by Javed Karim, Cad Hurley, and Stephen Chen while working at PayPal in 2005. Okay. Now you will match the 8th picture with 7th logo, and you will match the 7th logo with G description. Katrina Fake founded this site that hosts images and videos for users to share and embed. Let us now study metals around us. Metals are shiny elements and good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals can also be formed into different shapes by using force. Metals are extracted from the earth in the form of ores, a type of rock. Ores are refined to extract metals. Now you have to answer this question to find out how much you know about this elements. Okay. So the first question says ancient histories can be divided into three main periods depending upon certain tools and other objects found at the archaeological sites. The first was the Stone Age, the other two are the Bronze Age and Iron Age. Can you write them in order? So the A is given Stone Age, so B will be Bronze Age and C will be Iron Age. Which was the main metal used during the Bronze Age? So the answer is copper. Then the second one is what is the most prevalent metal on earth? Okay, the most prevalent metal on earth, especially in the molten inner core. So the answer is iron. The third one is what is the most abundant metal found on earth's crust? It is too reactive to be found in a pure state and is found in combination with other elements. So the answer is aluminium. Fourth one is used in pre-Columbian South America. It was discovered in this continent in later times by a Spanish scientist. Its name is derived from a Spanish term meaning little silver of the Pinto River. It is one of the rarest element on earth and the answer is platinum. The fifth question is the carat system uses a scale of 1 to 24 to measure the purity of gold. How many carats is pure gold? So the answer is 24. The sixth question is this strong corrosion resistant metal is used in making aircraft and space vehicles. Apollo missions have discovered that it is found abundantly on the moon. And the answer is titanium. Okay. The seventh one is what is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? It is used in thermometers and other measuring instruments and is also called quicksilver. So the answer is mercury. The eighth one is among silver, copper and gold, which is the best conductor of electricity? So the answer is silver. Ninth one is the iron alloy alnico is used to make magnets. Which metals in addition to iron make up alnico? So the answer is aluminium, cobalt and nickel. So the 10th one is this radioactive metal is found in all soil, rock and water. It is used in nuclear reactors and nuclear bombs. And the answer is uranium. Now, the 11th one is which metal was widely used in ancient Rome to make water pipes? It is like mercury, a neurotoxin, which means that it adversely affects nerve cells when it accumulates in the body. So the answer is lead. Okay. Now what are this match? So we have to match it. So the first one is base metals. So you will match the base metals with the third one, that is metals that corrode or oxidize easily. Then ferrous metals, you will match it with the fourth one, iron and metallic alloys that contain iron. You will match noble metals with the first one, metals that do not corrode or oxidize easily. Then you will match precious metals with the second one, that is metals that are very expensive. Okay. Let us now study about biologists and naturalists. Here are some famous scientists who studied nature and living things. They developed and worked on certain theories and left behind important scientific legacies. Can you see who these people are? So we'll read the first one. First is modern genetics began with the work of this Austrian monk whose breeding experiments and research with garden peas led him to discover the basic laws of heredity. So he is Gregor Mendel. Second one is this British primatologist is known for her work with chimpanzees in the Gombe Stream Reserve of Tanzania. She documented the social behavior of chimpanzees in the wild and also worked for their conservation. The answer is Jane Goodall. The third one is he was an Indian biologist and botanist who studied the responses of plants and metals to external stimuli. He invented an instrument to record the effect of external stimuli on plants. He also founded an institute dedicated to the study of plants in Kolkata. And the answer is Jagdish Chandra Bose. Fourth one is this Kenyan archaeologist and naturalist was a tireless promoter of the study of human origins. His multiple fossil and stone tool discoveries have contributed significantly to our understanding of this field. He was also largely responsible for convincing other scientists that Africa was the main location in which to search for evidence of human origin. The answer is Louis Leakey. Fifth one is he is called the Birdman of India. An ornithologist and naturalist, he conducted systematic bird surveys across the country. He published many books on his findings. He convinced the government to create a bird sanctuary that is now called Keoladeo National Park and to preserve the area now called Silent Valley National Park. And the answer is Salim Ali. Now, the sixth one is British naturalist, explorer and geographer who independently of Darwin's research proposed a theory of evolution by natural selection. He researched wildlife in Amazon basin and in the island of Southeast Asia, where he discovered two zoogeographic zones in the Indonesia. These zones have different animal species, one group more Asiatic and the other more Australian. The line that divides these two parts is named after him. So the answer is Alfred Russel Wallace. Okay. So I hope you have enjoyed today's GK lecture and you have learned a lot of new things, lot of new facts in GK. So we'll meet in our next class. Thank you.